Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Should that be a blooper?
No.
Coffeeandapodcast.
Keep it in.
And this is Iris for CA. I beat ya.
And then cherylannchapman. We're having too much fun.
We are.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like blown away with her glitter bling and her beautiful color.
Vegas,
It's just
baby.
Vegas, baby. And I'm just like in my t-shirt, but
However, the bottoms, I look like Angus, but I don't care.
she's rocking it.
I'm comfy.
Little shorts. I can do that.
Long socks.
And then she got the long socks. But
rock and
no,
roll.
you're
Boots.
You're totally
Love it.
rocking it.
Yeah, I
know.
feel good. My daughter made fun of me. And I'm like, you and your dad totally making fun of me. Vegas on the top, Angus on the bottom. Whatever. Just, now I'm nervous to go into the grocery store. I'm like, fine, I have to go all the way back home and change my clothes before I can go to the grocery store.
No, you be you. That's what it's all about.
Well, I was feeling confident until maybe I shouldn't have asked. Hey, isn't my outfit cute? No.
But remember the age.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
remember the space, the headspace.
That's
So
true.
it's like
That's true.
we're.
From
I'm
the
going
80s.
exactly. I'm going reading or audioing. Oh my gosh, this book called Soundtrack.
Oh, you're listening to?
I'm listening to a book.
Yeah.
From John. Acuff? Oh my gosh! Now I all of a sudden forgot the last name.
Who is this guy?
I'm part of Buffini, Brian Buffini.
Oh, right.
And so we're doing training right now.
Okay.
And he wrote a book, and it took him like 13 years to write this book, and it's called Soundtracks. And so it just perfectly falls in because it's like change that soundtrack. Because we
in
have
your
too
mind.
many soundtracks
Yes.
that get worn out, playing the same thing, that are broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So change it. Eject it and put a new one in. See, I look fabulous. I am fabulous.
I look adorable.
She does. She really does. Maybe her daughter's a little jealous.
Yeah. No, she's not jealous.
I'm just
but
kidding.
Just different age.
Different age. It's just a whole different age. So.
Yeah, and I think her dad, I think she's heard her dad say to me so much every time I wear shorts and boots, you look like Angus, so she probably that's what she thinks now. I look like Angus.
Oh, there you go. I didn't think about it until after she said, I'm like, oh yeah, but I didn't look at it that way. I just thought, oh, look at you rocking those little shorts and
little long socks.
Little long socks.
Girly
and
socks.
Looks very, very cute. So let's do cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Happy coffee. Oh, so good today.
I needed it this morning. So our weather's transitioning. When you see this, it may be a different weather, but it's transitioning.
Yeah, but it was so beautiful. I did think of you, but it was so beautiful on the drive here. I always talk about this. Being in the Pacific Northwest, we do get a lot of rain, but that's why it's so luscious and green. And our mountains felt like they were. It's so picturesque driving here, being in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's just like we have the ocean to our side. Well, the sound. Mm-hmm. And then our mountains and trees, and it's just beautiful. Oh my God!
I remember when I came over here for the very first time from Spokane, because Spokane gets really hot, right?
Very.
So I'm like, wow, even the weeds are green.
We have a lot of green
here,
sure,
but it was just like such a 9-day difference, because it's like going from the desert to the tropics, because Eastern Washington just gets so dry.
Arid. But not as arid as like Arizona or
No,
Vegas.
not like that. But it gets a lot, it's a whole different, well, that's why we have Wenatchee and we have all those apple growers over there, because we cannot grow over here.
No.
So we can just grow our smiles.
That's right. We can just be happy in our temperature. I mean, it is a little cold. My hands are a little cold this morning.
I'm not cold this morning. You are. You are. I'm usually the cold one, so that's, I just got out of the shower. So.
Weird. Usually my hands are really warm.
Yeah, we transferred, I guess. What are yours today? But I can't be that cute and adorable, so.
I'm going to be sophisticated Cheryl-Ann today.
Sophisticated.
And
your match, your glasses match. Oh, I guess mine matched mine. Look at that.
Oh, look at you. What does your shirt say?
Oh, it says believe in yourself.
I like it.
And it's in the back.
Yeah.
Let me flip around.
Oh, it's in the back too.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. If you didn't catch the small print, there's the big print.
Get me on the back side.
That's
it. The front side.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, I didn't, okay.
Okay, we'll just top off there.
I usually open mouth, insert foot quite often.
Yeah. So anything else new? You're doing your Brian Buffini thing? And what else?
No, it's amazing. Just finished up just quickly doing a coat on we have a small little deck, and then we built this big deck, but we haven't done the railing. I'll show you that later.
Working on the deck.
So so I got that all done. We'll have to go over and do another coat on it again, because you're doing it at this time of year, dicey.
Yeah, sure.
And I did rinse it off.
Maybe you could have this weekend to do it again.
Got to get some pieces done.
Oh, okay.
So I'm done with that. Moved all the furniture back over there. I'll show you that later.
Okay.
And now it's, excuse me, I have some furniture pieces that I need to, that I want to finish and get those restored. And there's always a long laundry list.
I know. But I've been packing all.
I was just going to ask, how's that been going?
Weeks. Oh, good. I have to go home and move some big pieces today to storage. We're trying to buy a small condo apartment / whatever you want to call it.
A flat. They call it a flat in Britain.
Apartment. And so we're putting as much as we can in storage until we get something. No, I'm good.
Sure?
Yeah, Not yet.
I can drop everything. It's all good.
Yet.
Yeah, I will.
Thank
so
you
guys out there,
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
That's a lot of hard work.
And what else have I been doing? I've been looking for some new training. I am ready to train again. Martial arts.
That's right. You got the clearance?
We're going to do that on the next, on our mini-sode today.
Nice.
We're on episode 25.
I was just going to say, 25.
And I'll do that on our mini today.
25 if you're not listening and you're seeing 25.
And if you want to reach us, you can go to coffeeandapodcast3@gmail.com. Send us your extraordinary stories.
Oh, yeah.
We love to hear great stories. Yeah.
We're just on the same wavelength this morning.
I know.
We're finishing each other's sentences.
If you want to be on our podcast as a guest, we're actually going to have a guest, and I'm not.
We're going to have a couple guests. We're not going to tell you who. We got a couple guests,
right? And
one's not around.
Oh my God, she's amazing. I'm reading her book, and it's a page turner, but yet it's one of those things psychologically for me. I'm reading the book, but yet I stop because I don't want it to end, because her storytelling is so good.
That's awesome.
And so I can't wait to
She's actually working on a different one.
Oh,
another one, a different one to collab with.
Wow.
We can go over that later.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So I told her. I said that I just I said you did the right thing. She's like, should I quit my day job?
And
she quit her day job. She lives in California.
Maybe we should just fly in and do our podcast.
That'd be so fun.
We could it depends. We could fly into
She's
Oakland.
in Richmond, I think.
I'll have to look that up. We could just fly into San Francisco or whatever, Oakland, rent a car and go over.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Fly back
that would be fun. She would love that, because I promised her a visit this year, and I haven't done that.
Instead of doing it over the internet, we're so close to flying into California.
Yeah, I know, that's very true. That's true.
That's nothing.
True. That would be a lot.
That'd
be a lot more fun too.
It's a weekend trip. Yeah, we're that close.
No, that's great. Let me partner with her and see, because we want to get there before flights start getting.
Because that would be really authentic. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing how do I want to speak? Throwing those in there. We'll be having people guests. We might even be doing Zoom if they're too far away, like New Zealand or something. We can't go to New Zealand, but in the future maybe.
Hey, I don't know why not.
I'd be down for that. We're talking about we'd love to go to Korea, because they got some amazing beauty health stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I'm drooling.
My gosh.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's another podcast.
Anyway, I'm looking for new training. I'm ready to try new things. I'm putting myself out there, which we'll talk about.
That's awesome.
In the
it's going to be our mini-sode. Okay,
so
well,
today,
who are we doing today?
Today, I'm going to read you a quote first.
Okay.
And then I'll break into this.
All right.
Look at the stars. It won't fix the economy. It won't stop wars. It won't give you flat abs or better sex or even help you figure out your relationship and what you want to do with your life. But it's important. It helps you remember that you and your problems are both infinitesimally, small, and conversely, that you are a piece of an amazing and vast universe.
Wow.
This is from one of my favorite scientists, Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's who I'm doing today.
Nice.
So, this guy is always such a pleasure to see in the science world. Many predecessors.
Can I show a picture of him?
Oh, yeah.
She has this really cute character.
It's a kid's book.
See, she's done her homework.
Yeah,
look at that. Isn't that
books.
cute? But that's awesome.
I love kids' books.
Wow. See, I could read that really super easy. Oh, it's got big. Look at that, big font.
Yeah, big font.
So, that's such a cute picture of him. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Very handsome.
Now you can carry on.
He's very handsome. He has a beautiful wife and
very handsome.
Cute kid or children. They're grown up, but young adults now. Okay. We can't call
carry
them
on.
kids.
Sorry.
Anyway, many predecessors came before him, and I will get to them, but I really like this guy a lot. Hopefully you will as well once you get to know him. He's on, social media. He's on podcasts.
Oh, nice.
I hear him sometimes. I see him on Instagram. I love seeing this guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson was born in Riverdale, New York City on October 5th, 1958. Sources for today's report are my favorite and hopefully yours, Wikipedia and the children's books, which I'm a huge fan of children's books.
That's awesome.
Who is Neil deGrasse Tyson? By Pam Pollock and Meg Believes So and HowStuffWorks.com. Those are my sources.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before I go on about his impressive record, I will tell you he is an astrophysicist.
Oh, wow.
And an overall science guy. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Wow.
He has a BA from Harvard University, an MA from the University of Texas in Austin, and a PhD from Columbia University.
He's smart.
He probably has more awards that I will mention, but here are a couple that I won't mention, but here's a couple of them. A NASA Distinguished Public Service Medal, 2004, Klopsteg Memorial Award, 2007, and Public Welfare Medal, 2015. And despite all these educational accolades, he just seems like such a nice guy when I hear him speak on science subject matters that he is so passionate about. So you might ask, why is he so famous?
Yeah.
Dr. Tyson's professional research interests include star formation, exploding stars, dwarf galaxies, and the structure of the Milky Way. Not the candy bar.
Darn.
Like his friend, Carl Sagan, Dr. Tyson has played an important role in popularizing astrophysical concepts and discoveries. Astrophysicists are a special type of physicist who study the basic workings of the universe at the scale of stars and planets. They pursue this knowledge using telescope observations and data collected by satellite and space probes. Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but how fascinating.
I know, right?
That's our galaxy is so beautiful.
I know.
So beautiful.
A couple of books he has written among many other papers is Death by Black Hole, 2007, I know. Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, 2017, that's us.
In a hurry, that'd be me.
Yep. Do they have that in audio?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All these awards and amazing things he has done to excite the public about science have been well received and rewarded throughout his career.
Nice.
So back to his young development and how this all began. Again, born October 5th, 1958, to his father Cyril, who was a college professor and a sociologist. No, yep, that's the right word. His Puerto Rican mother, Sanchita, who was a stay-at-home mom before becoming a gerontologist, raising his older brother, Stefan. I don't know what that is. It sounds like something to do with study of older people, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Let us know.
Yeah.
And his older brother, Stefan, him and his sister, Lynn, or maybe that's in reverse order. Not so clear about who was older or younger. Growing up in the Bronx, a borough of New York City, at age 9 years old, his parents took him to the Hayden Planetarium, which is part of the American Museum of Natural History. I believe it was created around 1935.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we've had people looking at the stars and planets for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it's in New York, and it's named after Charles Hayden. Its goal was to give the public a more lively and sincere appreciation of the magnitude of the universe and for the wonderful things which are daily occurring there.
We need to go there.
I would love to go
there. That sounds like a fun trip.
I'll never forget looking through a telescope and seeing Saturn, and I naively stepped away and said, "Did someone put a sticker on this? Like, I literally...
How cute.
I know, I'm so naive. I really was like, well, I'm actually looking at a planet. Yeah, like,
wow.
Yeah,
Because that's, I can get that though.
Right?
Because it's like,
it
wow,
seems unreal.
I can actually see that Saturn is amazing.
That was,
I mean,
my mind was blown that
like
night.
someone's trying to trick me, like the pandas. They were trying to, did you see that episode?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, anyway, we'll go there.
So anyway,
wow.
that certainly happened for young Neil. As Neil sat under that dome that showed a projected recreation of the universe, Neil looked up and the thousands of tiny stars and thought, this isn't real. Oh, that happened to him too.
See?
I'm
and you're
so
not the only one.
And he's an astrophysicist.
And he's an astrophysicist,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Yeah. That is also what I thought the first time I saw Saturn through a telescope. I thought somebody had put a sticker on it.
Well, yeah, because it's like, it's unfathomable.
It is that we could see
something so far away,
right?
Light years away, right? It's light years away, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
After Neil's trip to the planetarium, his family visited Pennsylvania. One night, standing on a mountain, Neil looked up and saw the night sky that looked just like he had seen at the Hayden Planetarium. But this was real. At that moment, he knew he wanted to learn more about the universe. When Neil was in school, his teachers thought that he could have a more positive attitude about school. He was accused of laughing too loud with his friends. Sounds like a good time. Good for young Neil, I say. Neil was 10 years old in 1969. Him and one of his besties, Philip, watched on TV when they saw the first human walk on the moon. His buddy Philip had bought a pair of binoculars, and they went to the roof of a building and discovered the moon and the stars for themselves. So Neil knew right then that he wanted to learn more and study about our universe. Yep.
Yeah, he was like, they're having too much fun probably talking about that kind of stuff, and who cares about schooling, right?
He wanted to be an astrophysicist. As Neil bless you.
Allergies with
my nose is like,
excuse me,
tickle itching. Like, I don't know what that means, but yeah, my nose all of a sudden. Yeah, pollen from the trees. I have spring and fall allergies. So as Neil needed a good telescope, he earned about 2/3 of the money needed, and his parents covered the rest.
Oh,
it was called the Criterion Dynascope.
Wow. I remember now my brother Rob used to have one. Now that I remember that, I have to ask Chris what happened to that, because my brother Rob he really was into the telescope.
Yeah. I wish I would have been. That's so amazing.
Yeah,
his little sister would help him carry it up to the roof, and a nice neighbor let him plug it in. Sometimes people
plug it in?
Yeah, you had to plug it in. I mean, it was probably powered. Like probably the power, I imagine,
I like your sound.
Intensifies. I don't know. Anyway, so sometimes people in surrounding buildings would call the police because they thought Neil was a burglar. But when the officers arrived, they got to look through the telescope.
Aww.
School got better for Neil, and one of his teachers noticed that all his papers that he wrote were about space. So one day she handed him an advertisement that was clipped from the newspaper about a class. It was called Advanced Topics in Astronomy for Young People.
Oh,
I know. Good teachers.
I love when teachers do that. They pick up on those things, That's awesome.
I know.
Help point them, in that direction.
Yeah, it kind of helps.
Guide them.
Give them confidence as well. It was for kids a few years older than 14, but his teacher thought he could handle it. Neil was the youngest person in his planetarium classes. Many of the other students were adults, like Vernon Gray. He was director of education of the Explorers Club in Manhattan, a society for scientists, explorers, and people who loved science.
That's cool.
So he was an old soul. Yeah. Neil joined the club through a scholarship and got to go on his first scientific expedition to Africa.
Oh, my
Can you imagine?
And he's how old?
14 years old.
Sheesh. He's going to Africa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neil told everyone on the ship that he was
amazing.
16, so people would take him seriously.
Oh, there you go.
By 2
what
years.
A smart young lad.
They think he's all 16. Neil participated in all the adventure they had to be offering, including a trivia night in which he won for his team a bottle of champagne in which he could not partake in.
Yeah, no.
So he gave it to them. Neil made more trips that would make him more and more enthusiastic. He would then start teaching classes about comets at 15 years old.
Sheesh.
He received a paycheck for $50 and an invitation to give 2 more lectures. So he loved learning and he loved sharing that information. It shows
cool.
when you see him. It shows.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see some of the pictures in the book. How cool.
He did. This is one of his people he admired very much. As time went on, Neil started applying for colleges. He got to go meet Carl Sagan, one of my other favorites.
Nice.
A professor at the time of Cornell University who was one of his heroes. He ultimately chose Harvard because it had the most authors represented in Scientific American. So they just had a wider variety for him.
Right.
During his college life, he was just as amazing and shaping his future. He even attended a program where once a week he would go and tutor prisoners in Walpole, Massachusetts. I know that he helped them pass the math sections of their GEDs.
Oh, wow.
You know, I've heard of people, you know, going in and teaching art and stuff for prisoners, but I didn't know they go in and I wouldn't. Now.
I'm surprised they let someone so young go in and do that.
Yeah. Perhaps there was a separation in space. I don't know. That's a good question.
Could be, yeah. Wow.
Or maybe
they weren't as criminal. They were criminals, but not you know, like deep criminals. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's petty theft.
Yeah, right.
And then there's murder.
I get it. And then they
so
eat you.
Probably would go into the cannibal murder part. Right.
Right. He helped them pass the math sections. Yeah, we said that. He went into the University of Texas for his MA. He had a favorite role model teacher whom he tried to become like, Professor Frank N. Bash. He also met another graduate.
Do you know who that is or no?
No.
No?
Mm-hmm. He also met another young graduate student, Alice Young, who was studying mathematical physics, which means how you use math to represent things that are in the physical world.
Makes sense. Yeah, because everything is by
such as how strongly objects are drawn to each other by the force of gravity. Alice and Neil got married in 1988. Neil went on to get his PhD at Columbia University. So that's the moral to that story, that you might meet someone in college, kids.
Exactly.
Neil and Alice have 2 wonderful grown children now, and Neil continues to delight us with his education of the universe. And here are some cool facts about him.
I just like his name.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
DeGrasse. That's so cool.
Neil was once voted sexiest astrophysicist alive.
He is pretty handsome.
He is. Tyson once described his high school persona as a nerd who could kick your butt. That muscular physique plus his charisma and good looks caused People magazine to name him sexiest astrophysicist alive.
Nice.
Perhaps the only astrophysicist to win that distinction.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, he drove the getaway car at Pluto's demise. Pluto and Tyson, who were dubbed frenemies, began a complicated relationship that played out in the media. While Tyson's been quick to say he wasn't solely responsible for Pluto's killing off as a planet, he admits it was an accessory of the fact, all I did was drive the getaway car.
I don't get that part.
So because Pluto used to be a planet, and then they deemed it not a planet.
Right. Oh, okay. So, like, that's recent, so, okay.
He helped lead the charge by refusing to refer to Pluto as the solar system's 9th planet in the Hayden Planetarium's display. Pluto, with its elongated orbit and 50% of ice composition, was too different from other planets. Tyson insisted it was simply the first of new classes of objects that weren't realized until the early 1990s.
Go, Neil.
Yeah. Number 3. Got the night sky changed in Titanic. Matter up with Cameron when the 2 met face to face at an event. The director's response, according to Tyson, he dryly said, "Last I checked, Titanic had grossed $1.3 billion worldwide. Think how much more it would have grossed. the movie Titanic depicted the wrong night sky in one of the most memorable scenes illustrating the ocean's liner descent. Tyson wrote Cameron to tell him the stars were not in alignment or even in the right ballpark.
Oh.
After getting no response, Tyson brought it if I'd gotten the sky correct. Tyson later got a call from someone on Cameron's post-production team who asked him for the correct star alignment and adjusted the shot before the movie's 2012 re-release.
Oh, now that's some power. Wow.
Okay.
And what respect that he's like,
yeah.
Okay, I gotta do the right thing.
That's his deal. That's what he
his
does.
Jam. Yeah.
That's his jam.
Wow.
And number 4, he hosts his own podcast.
Cool.
Number 5, he chatted with Superman. Since it wouldn't be possible to see a planet as far away as Krypton, if it existed, Tyson chose an actual red star named LHS 2520 for Krypton to orbit. Then, adding a bit of fiction, Tyson had Superman harness the power of all the telescopes on Earth to view the explosion of his home planet, which actually happened 27 years in the past, but was just now visible on Earth, thanks to the speed of light and other laws of the universe. The awesomeness of Superman aside, perhaps the best thing about Action Comics 14 is seeing Tyson drawn wearing one of his signature star-themed vests. So he's into everything. Yeah.
Well, that's
number 6. He hosted the Cosmos reboot, and that was a big deal for him. In 2014, Cosmos: A Space-Time Odyssey on Fox TV and the National Geographic Channel, and introduced a new generation to the mysteries of the universe. Tyson's 13-episode Cosmos series presented some big shoes to fill. The original series was the most watched show on U.S. public television for an entire decade.
Wow.
The host was Tyson's mentor, Carl Sagan, who died in 1996.
Aww.
Sagan's widow, Anne Druyan, a writer in the original series, was a writer for the Cosmos reboot, which often gave a nod to Sagan through location on reference. The first episode, for example, began on the California coast in the same spot Sagan filmed more than 3 decades ago.
Oh, how
Carl
cool
Sagan
is that?
was a big deal. Yeah, he really was. Okay, 7. He once considered becoming an exotic dancer. Don't lose your coffee.
No, good thing I didn't take a sip of that. What? Really?
That's all it says.
Interesting.
8. He joined the university's wrestling and rowing teams and was a member of the college's ballroom dance team.
Well, he is a very handsome man, so I can see, and if he was athletic, I can see why.
Stature, good physique.
Yeah, and charisma. You gotta have charisma when you're. I mean,
and coordination.
It's much better when you have that charisma because then more people want to see you.
It says, he studied a variety of styles, jazz, ballet, and Afro-Caribbean.
Nice.
Afro-Caribbean. He made his mark as a Latin ballroom dancer.
Oh, how cool is that?
In 1985, he won a gold medal when the UT dance team took first in the National Latin Ballroom Tournament. Sources are Kahalan. Number 9, like most graduate students, Tyson was short on money. Yes, they're always in college. Yes, I have a kid in college. A few of his fellow male dancers began showcasing their skills in Chippendale-like clubs for extra cash, and Tyson, who described himself as flexible from having danced and pretty cut off from having wrestled, became intrigued. He went to a club to see them in action. He then thought better to be a math tutor to make extra money. He's like, no, let me check this out.
I think I made the right decision.
Number 10, he was recruited by Carl Sagan in high school. He was invited to Cornell University to take a tour with Carl Sagan. He met on a Saturday morning in the snow, gave me a tour of his lab, he says, then drives me to the bus station. It's snowing a little heavier, he writes his home phone number on a sheet of paper and said, if the bus can't get through, call me. Spend the night at our place.
Oh, wow. What a nice guy.
Tyson remembered, to this day, I have this duty to respond to students who are inquiring about the universe as a career path and the way Carl Sagan responded to me.
Oh, gives me the chills.
I know, what a good human.
Oh, yeah.
Although Tyson ultimately opted to attend Harvard because of its larger astronomy department, he stayed in touch with Sagan throughout his life. Number 11, he became an internet meme. I have not seen that. I don't know what that is. Maybe yeah. Number 12.
Oh, there's his character right there.
Yeah. Oh. Number 12 and last, knows what he looks like at 85% the speed of light. That is way over my head. And that's the end of that. But you know, when I listen to him, I do listen to him. I hear him on various things. And when
How old is he?
He's 2 years, so into 6. He'd probably be 66.
Oh,
if I did my math.
Still young. Okay.
Yeah, 66. Very young.
Can you see the book? Yeah, I just wanted to see.
Yeah.
Has some look like cool pictures in there. You know how I love my pictures.
I know you love your pictures.
I love my pictures.
Yeah.
He's got that. I love the cloud.
Oh yeah.
Got the
he does have that
dimple,
deep
chin
cleft.
dimple.
Yeah.
I love the dimple. Oh, there's him. Whoever did his drawings is great.
Yeah,
I like that one. Right there. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I just think he's an amazing. He's passionate. At one point, I think he was director of the Hayden Planetarium or something. I'm not sure. You'd have to fact check that.
Well, here's a planetarium picture right there. Oh, this is the Hayden Planetarium.
Yeah, they had remodeled it. They spent years and remodeled it, I guess. And then he came on board.
And director of the Hayden Planetarium.
Oh, okay.
One of the most well, wow.
I think that was after they remodeled it in New York.
That's amazing.
Excuse me, my throat's gone out. But he, just
there's
what a guy, you know, he grew up with a good supportive family, and he just, can you imagine him being on a ship though, and sailing to Africa? Yeah.
Oh, I know.
And how young he was, and pretending like he was 2 years older, being the tough guy, and
But how smart to think that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got an old soul for sure. I mean,
for sure.
He very smart beyond his years. You
Absolutely.
Know what I mean? He knew at a young age when
and then. You know, I've heard him on other podcasts when he's a special guest, and he's such a delight. He just so...
Yeah, this is a great book. This is... I can see why, you know, you read that one. It was really good.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm all finished. That's my wrap-up of Neil deGrasse Tyson. I really
he's
like
amazing.
This guy.
So he...
Yeah. You definitely can check him out. Like I said, he's on Facebook, Instagram, and...
See, that's what I love about these podcasts, because even though I love science, it seems like she falls into the science, and have done the other one, the astronaut.
Colonel Chris Hadfield.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That whole stuff is just so intriguing and so mind-blowing when you think of the speed of light, and then you think of time and black holes, and just the knowledge that they are able to retain in their brain astounds me, because it's like in and out. Yeah. Well, you might have heard on TV they said we're going to have until was it the 28th or what was it? Just for like a very short 2-week period of time. It's going to look like it's a second moon. Oh, but it's an asteroid. It's a small little asteroid, like the size of an RV bus. Okay. And it's going to rotate around the Earth. Even if it hit us, they said it would be, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't like with the dinosaurs. It wouldn't do anything like that. It's not that type of thing. It would, because it would break up in all these small little things the minute that hit through our atmosphere, because it's beyond our atmosphere, circling around, and it's going to look, because it's a piece, he said it's like an asteroid from the moon or something. It's going to look like a little tiny mini moon. I wonder if we could, like, but we won't be able to see it. We won't. Oh, too bad. We can't. You can only see it through professional. He'll be able to see it through professional. Yeah, for sure. But I really hope that. Well, I would imagine they would capture that and put it on the TV for all of us to see. Yeah. Because it's just intriguing. Because it's just gonna do a weird little loop around, and then it's gonna go carry on its way. Yeah. And that stuff just fascinates me. How things don't collide, and then gravity, and then
It's amazing.
The way the light goes through and you see those beautiful galaxies and the stars and how the stars, you know, they're burning out, but they're still so bright. I just, it all blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, here's a quote. Should we show them a picture of...
Sure.
Well, we could show them a picture. We should post this on our podcast page too.
What is that? But yeah, that's all amazing. So thank you for bringing him up.
How when I put... Because his mentor, Carl Sagan...
I've heard of Carl Sagan, and I don't know.
Famously said... We are all made of star stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's what I heard. We are all made of star stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it when scientists.
Yeah. Oh. The quote is in the body here, but that's her with her star.
We are all made of star stuff, and I love that because we're all made of the same thing.
Yeah, we
really are. So
we are. Well, that was great.
Yeah.
Great.
And we should be nice to each other and kind.
Oh, yes. For sure, for sure. So, yeah, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, and if you have a story you want to hear about, or you know, if you have one, let us know. Coffeeandapodcast3@gmail.com.
Exactly. We'd like you to like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Let us know how we're doing.
Tell you more stories.
And
about people.
Yeah, it's just so fascinating because, you know, when you go through school, you're like,
oh, yeah.
You know, you just kind of blow it off because your mind's just not there.
It's almost as if you're being trained to take tests, not really.
Exactly. Yeah. And let me memorize this and this. And you don't really do like what we're doing. We're teaching you and showing you.
Well, we're not teaching, but we're...
Well, we get
in a
way.
To educate.
We are not education.
Well, it's more for everyone. Like, they probably know more than we do, but I mean, we're just enjoying the moment with
you. But it's nice to hear all of that, and then I feel like, oh wow, I learned something today.
I do. I learn something every time.
Learning.
I learn something new all the time from everyone. Like I'm reading that book that you gave me. That's amazing, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know about this. Like.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not taught a lot of things in school that happened, and it's good to be enlightened. It's good to have knowledge and learn. You know, very sad, but
we're shielded by a lot of things. So knowledge is power, and we just need to learn. You know,
and with doing all these people in different time periods, whether it's current or past or way past, we get to learn so much from all over the globe, all over our world. And the world is really small. I mean,
it is very small when you think about it.
We're, you know, whoever came up with that 6 degrees of separation is so true. You know,
and it's very true.
Yeah,
and it's amazing how you just like can run into someone that you know. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, or like somebody knows that person, I guess is what I mean. It's like, wow, that's where it's a small world because it's like, I didn't know you know da 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 da.
Yeah, it's a small world.
After all that, it's going to get stuck in my head.
But we'll sign off and we'll be singing.
Exactly. But no, it is. It's amazing. Thank you. So Neil, one more time.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And if you want like a quick fun little read with pictures.
I love kids
books. This is a great read, it looks like. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We'll have a good rest of your day.
All right, you guys.
See you on
as
the
you say,
set.
be
kind.
Be good to each other.
Yeah.
Ciao for now.
Bye.